Changing guitar strings, the chore every guitar player must complete. How often they do complete that chore, well, I suppose that's up to them. Or do you do your chores? Do you? Today I'm going to show you a few different ways to change your guitar strings in case you're wondering, maybe I'm not doing it quite, maybe I need to mix it up, try something new. Does it even matter if you change, you know, other than the feel? Can you hear a difference between dead strings and living strings? Spoiler, yeah, you can. And there's going to be a really fun jam at the end of this video too, so it's generally just a really fun time centered around the inspiration of changing guitar strings. Something menial and boring, made fruitful and entertaining, hopefully. Thanks for watching, and let's get to it. So this first way to change a string, we're going to feed the string through the tuning peg, and we're gonna get about a few inches of slack here. You can kind of measure it with your eyeball and create this little D loop. We're coming around the tuning peg to come against the neck, and we're gonna create this luthier knot by folding the string over top from that D loop. So you can see that little luthier knot right there, that's super secure. We'll start to wind her up, making sure the string rolls underneath the tuning peg, kind of creating that cascading approach. Clip it off, and there we have it, the luthier's knot. Very nice way to change your strings, highly recommend this way. This next knot is a Z bend, so we'll feed the string through the tuning peg and simultaneously push and pull the string to create this little Z. And that is basically gonna get the string snug so it's easy to wind, and it has that little kink in it so it's not going anywhere. And this is just like the cleanest knot, I think. So once we start winding it up, we'll make sure that that string goes underneath that Z bend, and we're just winding up the string here. It's this nice clean look. Look at that. That's the way I like to change my strings, Z-bend. Now obviously the ideal thing to do is just to have string locks. You put the string through the tuning peg, tighten the lock on the back side of the guitar is usually where it is, tune it up, and you're good to go. Yeah, that's quick. A lot of people I know put locking tuners on all their guitars. It's not a bad option if you want to change your strings quickly. Now in Fender guitars, a lot of them have these tuning pegs with the hole in, so you just actually want to clip the end of the string off, maybe like 5 or 6 inches, so you just want a little bit there, feed it into the tuning post like that, and just wind her up. You can do it by hand because you don't need that much string length to get a nice wind. You can actually pull on your strings just like this to stretch them out, and you only have to do this like a couple times. Tune up, stretch it out, tune up, stretch it out. It takes like 2 minutes. Now let's say you get a pack of strings like this, and let's say you lose this part of the bag, so this is telling you what string's which. I want to show you something about guitar strings. You can always tell which one is which because they will outweigh each other. Oh goodness me, I've mixed up all my guitar strings. I don't know how this has happened. How will I ever be able to separate them again? I don't know which one is which, and I'll just take a random two. I'll try and find the B and the E. If you hold it like 6 inches from your face, you'll notice one of them's dangling below the other. And that means the red one, in this case, is the lighter of the two strings. That's the E string. It's a lighter string, it can't support the weight of the ball end. So that's how you can figure out which string's which. Now the question arises, can we hear a difference between dead strings? When do you know your strings are dead? Let's take a look at this Fender Telecaster. I haven't changed the strings since I bought this guitar months ago. I'm ashamed to admit I haven't changed the strings, okay? And as you can see, there's some discoloration. You can just kind of feel it, but also visibly see it when I zoom in with my camera real nice and close. Look at that. That is just not good. We gotta get rid of these strings. So right now I'm going to play the same riff back to back, once using the dead strings that you see here, and then again with brand new strings. You let me know. It's really actually fun. Maybe put on headphones. You might be able to hear a little bit better than if you're using iPhone speakers, but I think even through iPhone speakers you'll be able to hear the difference between dead and living strings. So here are the dead strings in the black and white, and then the new strings will reveal some color. The rhythm pickup pretty noticeable. Let's move on to the split position. What can I tell you, that's just blooming color with the new strings. Wait till you hear the bridge pickup. Just staggering difference between new strings and old strings. All the reason to change your strings periodically. I would say every few weeks if you can, depending on how often you play, but it's really, you know, when you start to feel that, that's the sign that you gotta do it. So now a little string changing montage into an illustrious jam, because that's what I do. I hope you enjoy it, and until next time, keep shredding.